Welcome back to Coffee Conversations, where we break down an insurance question or topic over a cup of joe. Today's episode came from a real conversation I had with a client last week. I was reviewing her quote, explaining the different coverage options, when she noticed something she didn't currently have on her existing insurance. She asked, "What's an umbrella policy?" I smiled because that's actually one of the most common questions that we get, and it's totally fine. Most people have heard the term, but very few people actually know what it does. So let's talk about umbrella. Despite the name, it has absolutely nothing to do with rain or weather. An umbrella policy is simply an extra layer of liability protection. Think of your home and auto insurance like the foundation of your protection. For example, let's say your auto policy has 300,000 of liability coverage. If you're involved in a serious accident and you're the one responsible for injuries or damages with totals of 900,000, your auto policy would only pay the 300. Without additional coverage, you would be responsible for that remaining $600,000. An umbrella policy is designed to protect you and give that extra coverage over those limits. The same concept applies if you have homeowners insurance. So let's use my client's situation from last week as an example. She has a pool. Pools are amazing. They create memories, they're great for entertaining. They're one of the things families love most during the summer, especially the heat we've been having. But from an insurance standpoint, a pool increases your liability exposure. Imagine a guest dives in and suffers a severe head injury, or a neighborhood child wanders into the pool despite your best efforts and your fence, or someone slips on the wet pool deck and has a significant medical issue. Most homeowners never expect those things to happen. But insurance isn't really about expecting something to happen, it's about preparing for the unexpected. And here's something other people don't really realize: umbrella policies don't just apply to just your home or just your auto. They can also provide protection for major things that involve both, like if you had a fire that took your home and your autos. If you coach sports, if you volunteer, if you own RVs and recreational vehicles, or frankly, if you spent years building your savings in your retirement and you want protection, an umbrella policy is worth discussing with your agent. One thing I always say is insurance is just not about protecting your house or your car, it's about protecting your financial future. You've worked hard for what you've built. We want to make sure that we protect it. The goal is to make sure one random accident doesn't put your assets at risk. So, does everyone need an umbrella policy? Not necessarily. That's why you want to have that conversation with your agent. It just starts with questions. They should ask, what do you own? What activities do you do that might increase your liability? Do you have a pool or a trampoline? Those are big things. Do you have teen drivers? If you own rental properties, a boat, the right answer is different for everyone. So, what I love about this conversation with my client and with you guys is that people aren't afraid to ask. There are no bad questions when it comes to insurance reviews. In fact, asking questions is one of the smartest things you can do with your agent, because understanding your coverage is honestly just as important as having it. So, here's today's coffee conversation takeaway: don't assume your current policy automatically provides all the protection you could ever need. Ask the question, find out what your current limits are, and if an umbrella policy is recommended, ask questions and understand why. Not because someone is trying to sell you and make more commission, but because it may be the right fit for your lifestyle and the risks that you have. Thanks for joining me on another Coffee Conversations. If you found this episode helpful, I'd love for you to subscribe. If there's any insurance topic you want us to cover and you've wondered about, leave it in the comments. There is a good chance it'll become a future Coffee Conversations episode. Have a great day.